Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode playthrough. We are in the Quarry for episode 20, and it's unlikely we could finish Quarry today, but it depends on everything going well and my estimation of how long it takes to do things being accurate. And both of those are variables that aren't very often correct. So I'm going to start with a contest. I'm going to do the fuel restock. Now, I'm in the Azov. It's the only vehicle I've got on the map at the moment with 3 slots of capacity, and I need to move 3 slots of fuel down to the supply depot. But I've got 8 minutes, and that looks like a pretty generous time because it's not that far down through the logging station. We've been using this road quite a lot. There's nothing snarly on that road to cause me a particular concern. And I'm just going to deliver to more or less where the crocodile is. 3 slots of cargo. In order to do this with the Taiga, I would have to take the Taiga back to a garage and reconfigure it, put the 2-slot cargo bed on plus a trailer and so on. So I don't see any reason not to attempt this with the Azov. And if I ended up being more than 8 minutes for some reason, if something that I haven't thought about, then I can always do another attempt. And then we'll talk about it as we get into it later. But I've moved the Aramatsu up to the logging station. At the end of the last episode, I completely misunderstood. Well, I learned something about the game, which is obviously always a good thing. But the place I went for medium logs had a limited supply and it only had 3 logs, which is 1 load by the time you've packed it. So I went down there with a trailer to get 3 loads and I could only get 1 load. So I brought the Aramatsu back up to the standard log station, which has got an unlimited supply of medium logs. And probably after this contest, we'll load the Aramatsu up and take it down to the shipwreck with some medium logs. But I thought while it's a little bit of daylight left still, let's do the contest first, because that's a bit more light dependent, I think. So I'm going to auto load. I generally do for contests anyway. It's not worth messing around. I'd only use episode time up with loading on a contest because I don't enjoy the contest much. But I've got 3 units of fuel now on the vehicle. Doing this blind, not tested this, but I just don't see any reason why it wouldn't be a fairly simple case of down through there, watch myself down the slope, past my fuel trailer, and in. That looks... I'm a bit suspicious because 8 minutes, this game, the devs aren't generous with the timing for contests, but this looks like a very generous time even for the Azov. So let's get on with it. Avoid these interactions. So the usual truck recovery. I thought maybe 8 minutes if you've got a cab view restriction or something might make it a bit more of a challenge. But no, this just seems like a fairly simple delivery job. So let's go. I know the Taiga is faster, but this doesn't seem like anywhere near as long a distance as the warehouse delivery in Zimnogorsk, which was 8.5 minutes. It should be fine. Famous last words, though, eh? So we come through this in 5th, drop it down to 1st. So the logging thing, it was a useful lesson for me to learn as I did, because in in understanding that some log stations have a limited supply, I've also had a look at the logging stations on the Drownlands map, and the logging stations on the south of the map also have a limited supply, and I had been intending to use one of the south stations to do 3 lots of long logs for the long logging contract in there, in the Drownlands, and you won't be able to get 3 lots from there. So I have understood that my plans will need to change for that, and understanding that, learning that now is as good as learning it later. That's a good. I'm glad I understand that now, but yeah, I don't remember experiencing the limited supply thing before, so I'll have to start watching out for that as I move through the later phases where it all gets a lot more complicated. I took some fuel out of this scout fuel carrier on the way up, so the Azov is full. No need for me to worry about fuel at the moment. This is a bit bouncy for the trailer, so I just need to maybe go slow enough to not tip the fuel out. But like, we're nearly there already. Yeah, I thought so. Less than 4 minutes. So comfortably gold. Not even close to being a problem. Got quite a few trucks stacking up in this little place now. So yeah, comfortably done. I don't really understand why that had so much time on it, but I'm obviously glad to get it done. And I don't think that money, just under 6,000, I don't think that money's worth repeating it for the other 2 attempts. But if I decide to do that before leaving the map, I will. But depends how I feel. But it's not like it's mega money really. But then it's only 4 minutes each way to do it, so maybe it is worth it. You know? Okay, so that's that one done. And then another contest, which starts, I think, here. Yeah. Is to deliver the scout fuel carrier, and there's a scout fuel carrier here. And I think that's the one. I'm pretty sure I've put 90 litres back in it just so that it's on its 10%, because I drained it to 0 previously, not knowing what it was for. But if it's for that contest, I'm assuming contests follow the same rule of it needing to have 10% fuel in it before you can get success on it. So that's 3 minutes 20 to deliver that up onto this hill. And I'm going to use the Tatterin for that one, because even though it's not a even though I can't attach the trailer as an attached trailer, I think for that type of delivery task, you can just drag it. It doesn't matter whether it's... So I can just winch it and take it up there. And I think the Tatterin will get through that terrain while winching a trailer, no problem. So that's my intention for that one. And then the other one, Shipwreck, is 2 units of service spare parts down to the shipwreck. Now that's got 7 minutes, and it's a lot harder terrain than what we just did. So that's why I find it quite strange that that one had 8 minutes on it. So that's got 7 minutes to get gold. to get down, to get 2 units of cargo down there, and I would imagine that the route for that is to come across down this side road, a bit twisty, down there and in 7 minutes. Shall I do that now? Got a bit of daylight still. Put the Azov out of the way for a minute. Let's have another contest go. Park the Azov here out of the way. Jump into the Taiga. Just check that I did put, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, Scout fuel carrier's got 90 litres in it. I've got logging to do, but I think having this truck down at the shipwreck might help the Aramatsu if it got stuck or needed pulling in or out anywhere. So let's just make sure I know where the pickup is for that one. Shipwreck is this one. So pickup is near. Yeah, pickup is near the trailer, but I'll get the 2 lots of service parts loaded up first. Service spare parts in a trailer, auto load 1, 2. Let's get some fuel out of this trailer. Nowhere near as generous a time here, but Taiga's full of fuel. That's my trailer, so it's not one that I need to hand back in anywhere, but I will take it into Drownlands with me. And then contest. Again, no restrictions like cab view or damage or anything like that. It's just a straightforward 7 minutes to do a more complicated route than we just had for 8 minutes for. So that's the challenge, is timing on this one. I was a bit less confident of timing on this one, and I'm pretty sure the Taiga without a trailer at all with a 2-slot bed on it would be better. And that's what I will do on a next attempt if I end up having an issue with this one. So let's go. So, suggested in comments to change these tyres to the MHS2s. I did that on my campaign mode save, although I haven't got the race suspension yet on my Taiga in my campaign mode save, because I just haven't paid any attention to that save since I started hard mode. So I haven't unlocked Quarry, Zimnogorsk to get the upgrade for the Taiga. The MHS2s, even with low suspension, I agree, they're better tyres. So next time I'm near a garage, I will swap these tyres out for MHS2s, which are the same tyres that are on the Aramatsu. And they just seem to have better performance all round. I haven't really had a problem with these, but as it kind of makes sense, and I think I've seen a Mr. Lone Wolf video that talks about them as well, that because they're balloons, they don't sink into the mud to get purchase. So they can tend to sort of sit on top of the mud and spin out a lot and lose traction because they're just wheel spinning. Whereas the slightly narrower MHS2s bite in, sink through the mud to the harder terrain underneath the mud, and give you a bit more traction overall. So I can see logically it makes sense, and based on the reviews, the Nathan Province reviews, I watched that as well. So Friday, thank you for the comment. And next time I'm near a garage, I will switch these tyres. I think it's £8 for the large ones, so it's a bit of an expense, but they are better tyres. So thank you for that. And if I had a second 2-slot cargo bed, I probably would have gone and done that before this episode, but I don't. So that's why I've decided to do this contest in this way. There's my time. Come on. Big old rock came out of the ground. Probably could have gone off-piste down off-road there, but I don't know this side of the map well enough to consider that as a sensible plan at the moment. But there are bound to be shortcuts I could take. Don't toss that cargo out. Trailer going all over the shop. Oh, no, 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 no. That was close. It's cost me what, for 10 seconds to repack that cargo? Ouch. That was close. That nearly. Well, we could have loaded. We've got a crane on this vehicle, but it would have been the end of gold aspirations. I have no idea where we are with that aspiration yet, but maybe go a little bit. I'm nervous now. I'm going a little bit too slow probably now. Trailer was just bouncing around like a crazy thing. So there's a very boggy bit right in front of the shipwreck zone that will slow me down, I know that. But the target is in sight. And hopefully these trees will get me through it. do without having to struggle with the winch controls. Come on. This is too slow now, isn't it? And I've just been opening the V menu to do the winch, and I forgot to look and see what the time's like. This boggy bit right before the end. Silver, 1 minute over, and I'm not surprised. I lost time in a couple of places then. So completion-wise, we got silver. I am going to attempt that again though, just because I'm in that same argument as I did for my bonus episode in Zimnogorsk. Before I leave the map with the vehicles and fuel, it would be silly not to. Once I leave, I'll never come back. So if I want gold, I've got to do it before I leave. And I'm pretty confident that with a 2-slot bed on the truck plus just going to leave that there so the Aramatsu can get past it. With 2 slots on the bed, I would have been less likely to lose cargo the way that trailer was tipping around, so that lost me some time. And then changing those tires. So in order to do this, I'll have to go to a garage, but I'll do that off cam, and then maybe on the next episode, before leaving this map, we'll have another go at gold for that contest. Right, it's now all dark, 11 PM, and I think it's time to do the logging. Right, so into the Aramatsu. Cargo, medium logs, onto the loading platform. Unlimited supply here, so 1, 2, 3. And frame mode. Get the trailer loaded up. Lights on. We got great working lights, so I don't mind doing loading in the dark with this truck. So I think they don't go green in the trailer, the little sort of balance icon, because it's not attached. I think that it's the same reason that you don't see that at all if you're on a truck that can't take the cargo. If you've just got, like when I was using the logging attachment crane on the Fleet Star, I never saw these red dots, and I think they're only visible if you're both the crane and the cargo destination that you're putting the stuff on are both attached. I think that seems to be the pattern I've worked out anyway. cargo. 1, 2, 3. It's quite slow to go in and out of crane mode. Because of that rotating cab, but I still think it's great. So like there, the dot on the logs has gone green because they're in exactly the right part of the truck to pack. But they don't do that on the trailer. And you couldn't reach the trailer even if it was attached, so... no way for me to prove my theory. I shouldn't need to do this, but I'm just gonna... I'm sure it'll be fine. That's better. I just wanted to straighten up those other two logs, because sometimes I've had the pack mechanism say no, they're not loaded properly, even though they're in the right zone. If they're not at the right angle, maybe they don't load. So, restore crane. Pack this one's cargo, and then slowly move forward, because that's the only type of movement I do in first gear. And then get this trailer on. And now, because with the trailer attached, the dots have gone green, so that does prove my theory, doesn't it? Unpack, repack. 2 lots of medium logs. And these have to go to... let's just activate the correct contract, which is not that one, it's bigger boat. So we've already delivered the one lot in the previous episode. So these two have to go down to the shipwreck, the same place that we just went down for the contest. So I think the route for this is down here to here, which is then the same route now that I used the other time. I don't fancy taking this through that boggy bit. So across here and down the same route I just did in the Taiga to come in to the shipwreck. That works for me, hopefully. It won't be quick. Let's get it in div lock high-low. Won't make it any quicker, but it feels right. Your wheels are spinning. So these are the tyres, you can see them nicely in the light there as well. These are the tyres that I'll put onto the Taiga MHS2s. Alright, can we manage second gear? Yes, we can. Can we keep second gear? I'll have to have a look at the Drowned Lands logging options, because although I've moved the Dan next to the South Gateway in preparation to go into the Drowned Lands, if there aren't enough long logs on that map, I might end up bringing the Dan back to load it at this location and take at least one lot in from here So I'll have a look through all the different logging stations before the next episode. And the funny thing is about me misunderstanding the log loading options is that I've already driven this road with this vehicle and this trailer without logs because I thought I could load up down south. The other funny thing is when I was editing the last video and I got to the point that I loaded that one lot of medium logs onto this vehicle at the south logging station, in editing I could see straight away that as soon as I had loaded 3 logs onto the loading platform, the yellow box and the icon for it being a loading station disappeared. So if I'd have been paying attention and understood what was going on at the time, I would have known, or at least suspected, that it wasn't a bug. Got it in high at the moment, see if it can cope with a bit of high gearbox rather than dropping into first all the time. I'm pretty sure, looking at the speed of this, that there will be another episode to finish Quarry. But this is the last contract in Quarry. Then it's the 2 remaining tasks and 1 contest, plus 1 repeat contest. In danger there, I just want to get a bit of help from my winch. Just went a little bit wide and got myself in the branches of that tree. Nearly there, not too far now. Right, this is where we'll probably get bogged down for a bit, so I'm just trying to stay out of the boggy stuff if I can. So I've been thinking while I was driving down that Tayger, I'll probably leave that trailer there, take the Tayger out on its own. There is a task somewhere over in that direction where I'm looking now that is to recover a vehicle. Some malignment of youth named task where some youngsters seemingly got a truck stuck and I have to go and rescue it. So I might just take the Tayger on its own and at least tag that so I know if that's a vehicle that needs repair points before I understand where it's going to be delivered. Because if it needs repair points, I can bring the crocodile down for it. Tempted to just jump into the Tiger and use it as a tow truck to drag this in. See if we can do it under our own steam. Use the Tiger as a winch point. Bit better angle if I winch off the trailer. As long as I'll be careful not to let it jackknife me. Well, that's nice of them to put a winch point right inside the box. Right. Engine off. Cargo. 1, 2. A bigger boat. Thank you. Thanks to you, we've brought us more time to deal with the most critical issues. Thanks to you, we've brought us more time. Yeah, fine. I'm not going to question their grammar. That's fine. Okay, so that's, I think, the last contract. Let's just have a quick look. I'm not sure I haven't missed anything. That's the last contract in the quarry. So this is the start of the quarry. And so Quarry Zimnogorskan Rift now 100% complete from a contracts perspective, including logging, which is cool. The only contracts left are these ones in Drownedlands, which includes logging. Then late inspection is a driving job that the Tatterin will do, and it's in the same direction as this delivery, so the Tatterin will do that in one trip, probably next episode. Oil sampling is the trailer, which is pretty much ready to go, but the one that I haven't tagged yet, which I do think I'll do now, jump into the Tiger. I'll get the Aramatsu out. The thing I got to work out with the Aramatsu is I may need it on this map to load long logs, so I'm not going to move it until I know where it's going to go. Jump into the Tiger, drop a trailer, because I'll be coming back in here to reattempt that contract, and I can take this trailer out then, when hopefully those other tyres just make it a bit easier. But I don't want to have the complication of a trailer now, so what I'm going to do is run along here and just see what this no good teens. I knew they were maligning the youth there. That's just unfair, isn't it? No good teens As if there's not been enough trucks that I've rescued from old fogies losing their trucks. Old foresters and people. But yeah, no good teams. I haven't found it yet to tag it. So let's do that, because that'll tell me whether it needs repair points before, or whether it's just a straightforward tow it out job. Yeah, these tyres are just spinning, aren't they? It's quite funny. I'll leave. I won't pick up fuel from that fuel carrier just yet. I've got enough for a minute, and I don't know whether the Aramatsu needs it or whatever else I bring in here. Don't think I've been down this trail before. I don't think I've needed to be on this south road. Well, there's the vehicle. Engine off. Let's have a quick look at what this involves. No good teams. A bunch of youngsters decided to spend the evening out in the country. Lord knows what they got up to. But they ran out of gas and left the truck stranded. Refuel it and tow it to the service hub will use. So if it's just refuel, and so it tells me it's a service hub, so that helps, because I know where I've got to take it. And I've got a fuel carrier there. So let's just get it out the water and see what it says. So it's a Don something. Let's get myself up on the grass. And then let's have a look at it. Engine off. So it's telling me, so it does want some repair points, but not a lot. I can't repair it with this truck because I don't have spare parts on it. But I can drop a bit of fuel in it. Yeah, doesn't need many spare parts. And the crocodile is up in the resupply zone. And then once it's... And that's the resupply zone is basically where we came from for the contest just now. So what's my route out of here with this truck? Avoiding the worst of the swampy stuff. I don't know that this does avoid the worst of the swampy stuff, but it may be a little bit of swampy stuff to get up there because it is a shorter route. And then in. Let's do this. Let's finish this and probably finish the episode out with this. Didn't really need to put fuel in it yet. I'm not intending at all to turn its engine on. I think the Tega's more than powerful enough to drag this thing. Yeah, I was just checking that it didn't have a central winch point. I'd rather put it on a central point if I could. Right, nice tight rope. No messing. Just follow me, do as you're told. No, that's not where I... Is it? Yeah. I don't really want to go anywhere where the Tiger would need would need its winch. So that's kind of dictated that path, but we'll see. Tiger power. I've never yet used the vehicle recovery body add-on. But I guess the point of that is that you winch it onto the back of this vehicle. It's like a loading bed specifically for vehicles. So this type of recovery, you could use that. But I've never purchased one of those. And I am aware half of the time that this Tiger is wheel spinning is because I'm in the wrong gear. I don't notice it quick enough. That when it's chucking up bits of mud like that, it's probably just better off being in a lower gear and would get more speed. It's quite funny, I got that on such a tight tow rope now that it actually is like a recovery truck. No messing. Don 71, so I guess this is a scout class that I could buy. I don't think I get to keep one of these. It's quite small, isn't it? I love the way that tow rope was worked out. That wasn't intentional, but that's perfect, really, for a recovery of a small vehicle like this. So you're coming with me, sir. Right, I'll just drop it there, and then the Tiger can just sit there for a moment. Engine off, handbrake on, jump into the crop. Crop can do repairs. So this croc has got Tiger tyres as well, and I am going to look at what the tyre options are on this. Because this one, I always felt that the Tiger behaved better on those tyres than this, but this still isn't perfect with these tyres. So let's just see. Next time we've got this in a garage, I'll have a look at the mud tyre options for this as well. Repair. Firm body add-on, down. So it only requires 63 points. That's that done. And then it showed me that this is the box to deliver it to. Easy peasy. £6,000 for that. That's not bad. Thank you. I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to call their parents over this one. They could have gotten hurt. Spoil sport. So I'm not yet out of time for the episode. I've got something else I can... Well, I've got time to do one more thing. I'm pondering what that should be. So the Tiger, I want to take it to a garage and change its tyres and get a 2-slot body on it. Which probably means take the Azov and take its 2-slot body off. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that because I might just buy another 2-slot body. It's a bit of a nuisance not having 2 of them. But if I've got time for one more task, I'm thinking it ought to be that fuel trailer. Ooh. Ooh. Now I don't know what I ran over there. I did quite a lot of damage to my suspension. But I'm going to look at that when I edit this. But that looked like something blew out of the side of the terrain from that power pole and hit me and damaged me. That was a bit of a strange one. No biggie, trucks get damaged all the time. It would be a bit lame if they didn't take damage. I'd just like to understand why they're taking damage so that I can try to drive in a way that avoids it. I do loads of damage to them myself, and I don't mind that because it's my fault. I'll take responsibility for it. Right, so I've got to manoeuvre the fuel around a little bit to try and get 200 in this fuel tank. Let's just attach to it to start with. I do like this little croc. And I might leave this. This might be its configuration with this van body. I don't think it's good for these types of recovery missions. It tows these trailers around quite well. Engine off. Let's look at my fuel juggling skills. 60 in. So that's 210. That's alright, isn't it? And then that scout fuel carrier. Back into the croc. Back into the croc's van body add-on. And that gives me 210 to deliver, and I can draw a little bit out when my fuel, if I burn off 10 litres on the crop delivering this thing, I can draw a little bit more out. Let's get this up to the garage, and then we've left a little bit of fuel in that scout trailer for whatever comes past this route next. Quite a hill. So the next episode, looking at what's left, one contest to do the first attempt on, another contest to have a second attempt and try and get gold, and then one fairly simple task. Where's this got to be delivered? Might help if I selected the task. One fairly simple task to visit a point of interest with a scout. So the Tatooine will feature in the next episode. Oil sampling. That's the one I want to do. And then it's got to be delivered. Yeah. Got to be delivered there. So the next episode will be pretty quick to finish up Quarry. And then we're in Drownlands. Get all the trucks moved in. Profile balance up to 212. Pretty good going, happy with that. Do some analysis on the samples, see if this rig has any chance of being lucrative. 4,000 for me. So the delivery job was lucrative for me. Thank you very much, and I enjoy using your fuel. So thank you 2 times. Right, okay, so I'm going to finish this episode here. The recording time is a little bit shorter than normal, but I'll see what it edits down to. Maybe a slightly shorter episode than normal, but I think that's enough for one episode. We've got quite a bit done today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying the series, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. But in the meantime, thanks and goodbye.